Okay, thank you again. Thank you everyone for joining me today. So happy Wednesday. So today I just want to hear from you, and since this is the first day of the week 3, and I just want to know what's your feeling, like if you can share a one word about how do you feel today, that can help us to start. For those who are not able to talk, you can write on the message box also. So if I can start with mine, since yesterday was a busy day, so I feel tired, but when I imagine that I can start the new day and somehow energy is coming. So after breakfast, now I'm good. This is for just simple checkup, so you can you can tell what you feel, or you can just focus on um, the highlight of the day, what you have done so far, or what you've done yesterday. Maybe that's the easiest to answer. Food with the icebreaker. Okay, so thank you for answering. So far, good, great day. Except I'm now joining week 3, so didn't have enough time to sleep. Feeling tired. Okay. Any other? I think you all are enjoying the silence, so I need to call out names randomly so I can hear the feelings. Maybe let's start with Midnight. Okay, feeling ready from Stephanus. Let's say it as a date. So, not Nail, are you able to talk, or should I call another name? Abdu, Abu, Abu Abdullah. Sorry for pronouncing the name wrong. Okay, no problem. So, since it's our first day and are starting week 3, so before we go into the week 3, we need to hear what's the key gain that you have gained from the last week challenge and the knowledge that you gain and the skill that you've acquired and what's the key wins that you have gained from the week two submission. So I just want to hear from you. Uh, since this is a stand-up, you have to engage, you have to talk, you have to report what you have done, you have to explain what's on your hand. In that case, this is not something that we can only talk and you will listen, then we go to work. No, it's not like that. You have to say something, what you are feeling, what you have done, what's the challenge or the blocker of week two, or do you manage to do, you have achieved something. So you have to explain that in the normal work environment, you are expected to tell to your officials that I have done this, I have done that, then based on that, I have submitted this one, and for the next, I will do this and that. So since we are trying to experience that kind of environment or the traditional teaching learning method where the teacher can talk and we sit and listen, that's not the case here. You have to talk, you have to engage, you have to say something about what you have done. So communication is the key when you get back to work. So this is my say. Please try to unmute, and this is the chance where you can show, where you can shine, where you can show your simple achievements that looks simple for you, but it's mean a lot for others. So try to shine, try to talk, try to explain what you have. With that regard, who wants to share with me what he have done or she have done? Okay, Makruh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, for me, week two was the best challenge so far. It
Mm-hmm.
taught me on how to deal with real life data,
Mm-hmm.
like customer reviews for each bank. Uh, I have learned about on how to clean live data from the internet, like
Mm-hmm.
cleaning out images from the reviews of each customer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good experience in dealing with a data that is latest and that can affect the real impact of how each bank work and their applications. So it was a good
Mm-hmm.
experience for me.
Okay,
And
thank you, Makul, for sharing. Maybe later on I will ask you to present what you have done since I've seen your work and it's a good so far from the submissions that I have seen. So I will ask you, just be prepared for presentation for that.
okay,
Um, anyone? Okay, Sumaya.
Okay, this week the week challenge was good. Easy. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. It was amazing project. As it was a real project, a real world project. I understand the business objectives mostly, and as Malcolm says, I understand how I can do web scraping. I never do that in my life, so it was one of the best experience I have. I extracted, I think, 4,000 marks, and in the end, after I cleaned the data, it was like 2,840 reviews there, and I do some sentiment analysis, and I also do a topic modeling, and I never use Oracle, so I install Oracle successfully, and I upload my data there. That's what I learned.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Thank you. anyone who wants to talk, who wants to show what they have done, or who wants to tell us what they have achieved from last week's challenge, what's the new thing that you have learned? One thing, it's enough. Sumaya also you have here. Submitted all the report tasks and I'm ready for week 3. Okay, thank you, Skin. So when the start for just for all of you, if you have submitted the submission and it's not graded, you can write on the comment box and we can regrade that one as well. The tutors will be reviewing your submissions, so that's with that regard as well. Sorry.
ይሰማል? አይ ቲንክ ስለ ዊክ ቱ ሪፖርት መሰለኝ ነው። ዊክ ቱ ላይ እንደተለመደው ለሶስቱ ባንኮች ዴታውን ስክራፕ አድርገን ኤክስትራክት አድርገን ኢዲ አናላይሲስ ሰርተን ፋይናሊ ቪዥዋላይዝ አድርገን ሪኮሜንዴሽኖችን ለባንኮች ሪፖርት ሰርተናል። ዴታቤዝ ላይ ደግሞ ኢንቴግሬሽን ክሊን እንዲሆነውን ዴታ ወደ ኦራክል ዴታቤዝ ስቶር ማድረግ አይነት ነገር እሱን ፐርፎርም አድርግ ያለው። ግን ያጋጠመኝ ኢሹ ምንድነው ግሬዲንግ ላይ ኦራክል ዴታቤዝን ከኤክሴል ፋይል ያስገብቼ ጨርሻለሁ። ቪዥዋላይዜሽን ስሰራ ግን ዳይሬክት ፍሮም ማይ ሲኤስቪ ፋይል ነው፣ ኪውሪ እየፈጠርኩ አይደለም ከዴታቤዝ ማለት ነው። ሜቢ ያን ዲቴክት አድርጎት ይሁን አላውቅም፣ ዴታቤዙ ላይ ግሬድ አልሰጠኝም ሌሎቹ።
Regarding to the grading, we will review that. But regarding to what you have learned, can you say something about what's the interesting insight that you get from the challenge? You have done EDA, you have done this and that, the task that you are told to do, but what's the interesting thing that you found?
Yeah, the interesting is a very big experience. My first project. ከዚህ በፊት ዌብ ስክራፒንግ ሰርች አለው፣ ግን ይሄኛው ሞር ኦፍ ሪል ወርልድ አፕሊኬሽን ነው። ኤንድ ፋይናሊ ደግሞ ሃው ቱ ሾው ዲያግራማቲካሊ ዘ ኢምፕሩቭመንት እና ደግሞ ፔን ፖይንቶቹን እንዴት አይዴንቲፋይ ማድረግ እንደምችል አይ ነው። ሶ ፍሮም ዛት ቪዥዋላይዜሽን ደግሞ እንዴት ነው ሪኮሜንዴሽን ሪፖርት ማድረግ የምችለው አይነት የሚለው ደግሞ I have learned a lot from it.
እሺ፣ ስለዚህ ምን ሪኮሜንዴሽን ከሶስቱ ለአንዱ ባንክ ሌትስ ሴይ ፎር ቢኦኤ
ዳሽን is performing good.
ዳሽን የትኛው ነበር የተጠቀምኩት? ስፕራፕ ነው ወይስ ከምን አንፃር?
ዳሽን ሱፐር አፕ አክቹሊ ነው የተጠቀምኩት።
ለምሳሌ አሁን ይቅርታ አላስቆምህም። ዴታ አናላይዝ አድርገን ዴታ ድሪቭን ዲሲሽን ዴታ ድሪቭን ሪኮሜንዴሽን ሰጠን ስንል ዴታው ምንድን ነው የሚናገረው? ይሄን ያክል ፐርሰንት ዴታ እንደዚህ ስላለ ነው ዳሽን ጥሩ ነው፣ ይሄን ያክል ፐርሰንት ፖዚቲቭ ስለነበረ የዳሽን ጥሩ ነው ብለኸኛል። ሶ what I'm expecting የዳሽን አፕ ጥሩ ነው ስትለኝ አይ ጥሩ ነው በቃ አንተ ደስ ስላለህ ተጠቅሞ ስለተመቸ ሳይሆን ቢኮዝ ይሄን ያክል ሰው ሪቪው ቼክ አድርጌ ይሄን ያክል ሰው ጥሩ ሪስፖንስ ነበረው ጥሩ ፊድባክ ነበረው ብትለኝ that makes sense for me። ያ ንግግራችን ነው፣ ጀስት ስራውን ሰርተናል። ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ የሰራነው ስራ እንዴት ነው ኤክስፕሌን እናደርገው፣ ምንድን ነበር ፕሮብለም ውስጥ እንዴት ነው ትራንስሌት እናደርገው የሚለውን ቀጣዩ ስቴፕ ነው ስራውን ከሰራን። ስለዚህ we have to complicate የሰራነው ነገር so based on the analysis ምን አንድ ነገር ኢንሳይት ያየኸውን ትነግረኝ እሱ ደስ ይለኛል። if not ግን the next we can improve።
ያ መጀመሪያ ምንድነው ስክራፕ ያደረኩት የዳሽን ሱፐር አፕን ነበርና ክሊን ሳደርገው ኦልሞስት ከ400 ሪቪው በታች ሆነብኝ። ሶ ሽፍት አደረኩኝ ወደ ምን ወደ ድሮ ባንክ አፕ ማለት ነው። ሶ እዛ ሳደርግ ብዙ ሪቪዎች ያገኘው ክሊንም ሳደርገው ከ400 በላይ ያገኘው በዚህ ልስራ ብዬ ነው የሰራሁት። በሱፐር አፑ ስንሄድ ፐርፎርም የሚያደርገው ሱፐር አፑ ነው። ያኛው ግን ብዙ ድሮባክ አለበት። አሁን ለምሳሌ እንደ ሪፖርት ከሆነ ዳሽን ባንክ ኤንሲቢ ቦዝ ፖዚቲቭ ሜንሽን አላቸው ዩዘር ፍሬንድሊነስ ማለት ነው። ላይክ አሁን ለምሳሌ ኪወርድ ኢዚ ሲምፕል ኤንድ ዩዘር የሚባሉ ነገሮችን አግኝተዋል እንደ ሪቪው ማለት ነው። ፐርፎርማንስ ኤንድ ስፒዳቸው ደግሞ ፋስት ኤንድ ስሙዝ ኦፕሬሽን ነው ማን ዳሽን ባንክ ማለት ነው። ፍሮም ቶፒክ ሞዴሊንግ ኦር ደግሞ ከሪቪዎች አንጻር ነው በቲማቸው ማለት ነው። ከዛ ሎጊን ኢሹ ያጋጥመዋል።
እነዚህ ቲሞች አይደንቲፋይ ያደርጋል ማለት ነው።
አሁን ለምሳሌ ዳሽን ባንክ ሃይ ኮንሰርን ያጋጥመዋል ምን ላይ ሎጊን ላይ ሬጂስትሬሽን ላይ አውተንቲኬሽን። ይሄን ያልኩበት ምክንያት ዜር ኢዝ ሪፒትድ ኪወርድስ ላይክ ሬጂስትሬሽን ዩዘር ኔም ፒን ካኖት ሎጊን ምናምን የሚሉ ኪወርዶች ስላሉ ማለት ነው። So there is an update problem for both Dashin and CPU also. Based on the review.
Yes. So thank you for that. Anyone who wants to go next? Hello, am I audible? Okay. Okay, Daniel.
Okay, Sama. Yeah, I share mostly like 70 to 80% of the idea that Nuriye raised. Overall, the week 2 is a pretty rewarding project, and I had a lot of ups and downs. I faced like 3 or 4 technical challenges. The first one is installing Oracle on Linux. It's very hard compared to Windows, but Nuri also helped me on installing that using the Docker, which saves me a lot of time. And when we go to about the project is, I found out I am user of the Abyssinia Bank, but many of the reviews shows negative user experience as my recommendation, and like so many comments up they raised is physical presence when registration. This is the biggest one that I found common on 3 banks. And as Nuri said that Dashin is the best among the others, but I am a little bit skeptical to say that because I only scraped like 448 reviews, and also it's very hard to compare with CB or Abyssinia because there is a lot of data to compare
How many
with
did you
others.
get for CB?
CB? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
How many did you get in numbers for CB or for Bank of Abyssinia?
As the document said, 1,200 reviews, so I divided by 3, and yeah. So after cleaning, it's almost like 360 for Dashin, I think so. I didn't open that reporting, but mostly they are averaged about between 350.
350.
Yeah, so yeah, for all of them. After doing the cleaning, because there are so many grammatical errors, spelling errors, even mixed with another language like Oromify and Amharic. So the cleaning part is really hard to run because I saw that your data is really that will that affect the decision because having the clear data is the main objective of any kind of AI. That's my understanding of this project. So
That's good understanding.
yeah, cleaning part is the essential one, as I think so.
Thank you for sharing.
Before, yeah, thank you.
So, anyone who wants to go next? So, getting to the rubrics, what's expected from you, whether you have used either Oracle or Postgres or MySQL, you need to have a certain mechanism to connect your database to your notebooks or files that you are trying to work. So your code should have to show that. So that's what we expect, whether it's Oracle or MySQL, we expect to see the database connection between those databases and you. Anyone, one last person, since time we are running out of time, we can pick one last person. If not, I will invite Makbul to present his weekly interim submission since I liked it in the way he compiled it, the way he digested the problem, he translates the problem into a solution. So Makbul, can you please share us and explain what you have done in the report? Makbul, can you hear us? So for next week, be prepared that there will be a presentation of the task that you have done last time. So last week also I have said that, but next week I will expect at least 3 participants should have to present what they have done. So be prepared for that and to walk us through what you have done. At least to show us the codes, the things that you have made.
Okay, ሰላም
ሰላም።
ምኑን ነው ማብራራው? በጠቅላላ አድርጌ የሰራሁትን ስራ ነው ወይስ እንዴት እያንዳንዱ ስቴፕ ነው?
አይ ኢንትሪም ሰብሚሽን ሪፖርት ያስገባሁን።
ኦኬ
ጀስት እሱ ወርክ ስለሚታደርጋል ለሌሎቹም አስተማሪ ይሆናል ብዬ ስላሰብኩኝ ነው።
ናይስ
Based on the reports that we have seen, most of the reports look like just an answer to the test that's given, but which we don't want. Because we want you to explain what you have done in terms of not in task sense, but in terms of project understanding perspective. That means yes, you have done the task, but you need to translate that task into something that can be understandable for a technical person. Why do you choose X method? Why do you choose Y method? Even if it is you have asked to do that, but you have to have a justification for that. You have to explain what does it mean for you. Why do you use that? If there is an architecture, you have to include that architecture. Most of the time, if you see these data science projects, they have input, the process that goes, and you have the output. But in that each step, you have multiple components that you can show. Architecture might be the additional part, or and the methodology part, how you collect the data, how you clean, what's the cleaning step that you are performing. You have to explain those things in detail on your report. And if someone just take your report and try to understand what's the project about, he needs to feel and he needs to understand what you have done. You don't have to go to the code and to see what's there. And also for the visualization, you have to include this visualization that you have generated, and those visualization will tell us some of the recommendations that you have stated would be supported by the evidence. So let's try to do in that sense rather than these code snippets or something like that. If later, if you add your plots there. So Matlab, is there something with you?
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. My interim report.
Can you present that for us?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
So my interim report was focused on the 3 tasks. I completed task 4 before the database one, since I thought it was not relevant to the data analysis part. I skipped first the Oracle database and finished task 4. So the interim report includes all 3 tasks. So the content is first can you hear me?
We can hear you, but if you are presenting, we are not seeing your screen.
Okay, sorry. Is it visible?
Okay. Yes, it's visible.
So the contents in my interim report start from the introduction, then I move to methodology, and then the technical execution, the analysis part, and finally the critical reflection. So in the introduction parts, I tried to include the business objective and my role as a data analyst, and I tried to explain what the task was about and what I'm supposed to do to perform those tasks efficiently. Then I included a general concept about why customer satisfaction matters in the fintech industry. So I explained how gathering customer reviews and performing the analysis on their satisfaction could gain this companies grow up and scale. The next part is the methodology part. In this part, I included each and every step I performed to finish the tasks. So the first one is data collection. So as most of us I used Google Play Scraper Python module. So I created a utility class using this package so that I can reuse it for all the different banks. Then I loaded the data into a CSV file and cleaned it. So I also have a utility function for loading the data to CSV. And also I created another utility class for cleaning the data based on what the actual data looks like. The next part is text processing, pre-processing. So in this part, I I converted the text to lower cases, removing HTML tags from the reviews, emails, URLs, numbers, any emojis. So all the review pre-processing part is done in this step, and I explained it here. The next part is the sentiment analysis. Also, this was conducted using a utility class I created in the scripts directory. And I used the VADA rule-based sentiment engine to give sentiment level and sentiment score for each review. The next part is visualization. I created a bar chart. Okay, it is right around here. A bar chart based on sentiment level and the star rating from each reviews. This bar chart can clearly indicate that Dashin is performing well based on the sentiment score from each banks. So these visualization techniques really make it easier to understand what the actual data looks like. After visualization, the next part is keyword extraction. So to understand what the users are really saying, I extracted the keywords from each review, and I used another utility class for that purpose. And I saved the intermediate file into a new CSV file so that I can use it later for thematic mapping. The final analysis is I grouped the keywords in high-level teams using a custom dictionary I made, and I also made a custom utility function to map the dictionary to those keywords. And then I created another utility class for getting examples by each team to visualize which reviews belong to which team. This step aided in both the qualitative and stakeholder storytelling. The final part of the methodologies, reproducibility and modularity. As I have explained in the previous step, every part of the task is done in a separate utility class and utility function. That makes the project easily reproducible. So anyone can call those functions and create the analysis. The next part is the technical execution of the analysis. So in this part, I try to show the code snippets from my design. This is what my utility function looks like. That scratch data for each bank. You just have to pass the app ID, the bank name, total reviews you want, the language and the file name to save the script data. And it will scrape the data based on batches, 100 review at a time, so that we don't hit the Google API boundaries. So the next part of the code snippet is what the review preprocessor looks like. And to apply it, we just initialize the class. First, we have to import it, then initialize the class and use it on the column we want. And we can also, it can also create tokens from that column. I also tried to include that I used the Vader sentiment analyzer because I couldn't install Torch in my system, which was needed to use pre-trained model for the sentiment analysis. And this is the code snippet that shows how I used the sentiment analyzer to create sentiment level and sentiment score for each review. The next part of the code snippet is the plot generator. It is a custom utility class I used to create the bar chart. So it expects this parameters, the X value, the Y value, the hue, the title, and the file path to save the output. And it creates the necessary bar chart. Next part of my report is the library and the tool selection justification. I try to explain why I used each library and what was the benefit of choosing that library over the others. I think most of us used the same libraries. The next part is the analysis part. In these parts, I try to explain what my notebooks contain and what specific analysis I made. So in my project, there are two notebooks. The first one is the data cleaning notebook. In this notebook, I scraped the data from the Google Play Store, cleaned them so that I can easily use them for the sentiment analysis. And the next notebook is the sentiment and thematic analysis, where task 2 and tasks 4 are included. And I tried to include the bar charts I created using plot generator in this notebook. And there is also an interpretation of the chart that clearly describes what the bar chart is showing. And finally, I tried to include the key insights from my analysis, which is mostly part of task 4, and the pain points and the customer satisfaction drivers. Final part of the analysis was thematic keyword extraction and mapping. So these are custom themes I created using a dictionary. I mapped these themes using to specific keywords so that I can use that dictionary to create themes for each review. And this include example of reviews by theme. This is a theme I create, the custom theme I created, and this is a review that was mapped to the actual data. And these are the satisfaction drivers and pain points collected from the reviews. Okay. The final part of my report was critical reflection part. So in this part, I tried to explain the challenges I faced during performing the analysis. One of the main one was installing Torch. It was like a huge dependency file, and I couldn't install it to use the pre-trained model for the sentiment analysis. So I had to fall back to the Vader sentiment analyzer, and the final part was actionable recommendations for app enhancements. I tried to list potential improvement areas for each app and each bank. So I think this covers what my report is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Makbul. I think you have done a lot. You have your systematic approach showed us how we can see things. If it seems like challenging for us, we need to go and search for other alternatives. That's good. But the ultimate thing from this project that we need to take is the database part. It's important because your analysis report should have to show later on. You will have a dashboard on that one, so you don't have to scrape all the data all the time. So for that, either you might use a scheduled task to extract these comments and reviews and rating. Then based on that thing, you have to store them somewhere else, and your analysis should depend on the data that you have fetched from the review. Every time when a person comes, you cannot go and check the review. Every time when a person asks for some recommendation or for some things, sometimes you need to take a proactive action on this kind of things. So you have to regularly check, regularly update your database and act on that. So that's why we need the database. And from the report wise, I would comment like this is a good way of organizing this report, since it tells us what you have and what you have understand so far, what was your challenge. But to make it more complete, you can add more of your findings here and the picture, the visual representation of the findings that you get. So that makes it complete. So thank you very much again.
Okay, thank you very much.
So any other final thoughts from week? Just we are wrapping up the week 2. So if not, we will have a session on the next challenge introduction after 20 minutes. So see you there. Thank you everyone for joining.